A very pleasant good day, my beloved brothers and sisters in Christ and outside the body of Christ. Well, once again, this is your Christian brother Eric Braxton speaking to you all from his beloved country, Trinidad and Tobago, the land of my nativity, the land of my birth. Trinidad and Tobago, this wonderful island country that is in the blue Caribbean Sea, in the month of December 2019, where I'm reaching out to my atheist brothers and sisters in the atheist community and throughout the international community with my Christian right hand of fellowship, teaching them that the Word of God is through the Holy Bible and that God created the heavens and the earth, the angels, the beasts, the birds, the planets, the trees, the animals, mankind, and everything is intelligently designed by God, and nothing cannot come from nothing. Everything had to come from something, and that something is God, the Creator. And the intelligent design did not design itself. God is designer and fashioner of it. In the beginning, Genesis, God created heaven and earth. Came from the mind of God. God is the intelligent agency that creates all these things. Right, brothers and sisters? And the physical universe is the proof that God exists with the intelligent design. I was looking at a video at Aron Ra. He's an atheist. He have a lot of videos, a YouTube account. He appeared many times on the with Matt Dante on the Atheist Experience show from Houston, Texas. He is saying, my dear brother, Aron Ra is saying that the Noah flood did not take place. You see, he's an atheist. He do not believe in God, and he's denying the Bible. I want him to know that the flood took place, and it is not no mythology or make-up story. Noah and his family was saved in that wonderful ark. Noah followed the instruction of God and he built the ark. And all the wonderful animals was gathered in that ark, the clean animals and the unclean animals, male and female, with enough food for them. And God sent rain upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. And the water came up and covered the whole earth was covered. Because the Bible says every mountain under the earth, under the heavens was covered. That's all nation, all the whole earth was covered with the water. And we read in the book of Genesis where Noah spent a certain amount of days. Then he opened the window and he sent the bird, the raven. He then found no rest for his feet. Then he came back at the ark. After that time he sent the dove, and the dove came back with 2 branches, knowing that the water was subsiding, drying up. Then he stayed in the ark a few days again, and he sent out the ark, the bird, the dove, and they never returned. So the water was dry up all over the face of the earth. So when he come to deny the scriptures and say that's a make-up story and fallacy and Nancy story, and saying that each other nations also have the story of the flood, is only one worldwide flood took place. My dear friend, and the ark rested upon Mount Ararat, which is in Turkey. I want him to know Noah and his family, 8 souls was in the ark. Noah and his wife, and Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and his 2 wives. And all the denying that he's denying and say the flood cannot took place. It took place years ago, and he cannot change that. This is a true account. And he is saying that that is a mythology, and he have no evidence. We haven't found no evidence to say that the flood took place. Well, the Bible says it took place, and it took place, because the Bible is the words of God. And Christian historians have said that the flood have taken place according to the scriptures. Book have taken place. So Aron Ra, you are spreading propaganda. You are spreading propaganda on the scriptures. You do not believe in the Bible because first you are an atheist. You denying the existence of God. I am not an atheist. I believe in God, and what God says is true. The account in Genesis is true. The account in Genesis at what took place about Noah and the ark is true. Yes, my dear friend. And Noah and his family were saved, and all the wicked people who reject the preaching of Noah did not enter in the ark, the junk in the flood. Yes, my dear friend, and all denying that you denying that it did not take place, it took place, and you will not change that. Because when that flood took place in the days of Noah, Aaron Ra, you was not in existence. You was just a thought in the mind of God. So that took place when you wasn't alive. So how you cannot change that? My dear friend, that already happened and gone. That is past history. That is ancient history. And you will not change that. You are just a doubter. And you want others to doubt the words of God. You want others to become skeptics and atheists like yourself. But I want you to know that atheism cannot profit you nothing. Because atheism is negativity, and you are denying the existence of God. You are saying also there is no proof that God exists. Well, my dear friend, creation is the proof that God exists. There's the car. The car is intelligently designed by that company, people who make the car. Well, the moon is intelligently designed by God. The cell phone is intelligently designed. Well, that's also the cell phone is intelligently designed and it have a maker. The sun is intelligently designed by the creator God. The physical universe with the intelligent design is the proof that God exists, and that is the proof that God exists. But the proof is right in front of your face, my dear friend, and you are denying it. You are denying it. Let me remind you, my friend, that Psalms 14 said, a fool in his heart say there is no God. So Psalms 14 is hanging over your head, my dear friend. Aron Ra. You continue to deny the scriptures. You continue to make fun of against God and the Bible. Well, I, Eric Braxton, your Christian brother, we down in Trinidad and Tobago, will continue praying for you. I will always remember you in my prayer, that prayer for you, that you will see the light, that you will see the truth. That you will see the light, not the end, man, that you will see the truth. And come to realize that the word of God is true and the Bible is true. And all the flimsy excuses and arguments and debates that you are getting into and making videos trying to debunk the Bible still stands to be the word of God, my dear friend. I want you to know that, my dear friend. And by you, I have to finish it now. And by you saying that the flood that did not take place and the Bible is not the word of God, you are just making yourself a fool on the international stage and of course through the international community, my dear friend. My dear friend, that's a fact of the matter, and this is my message to you. I pray that one of these days that you will not die in that atheist state of ignorance that you are in, but God will shine His light in your heart, mind, and soul, and finally you will come to the realization that God exists, that God is real, and He created everything for a divine purpose, and God is in charge of the universe and mankind, and God will fulfill His purpose eventually in the things that He created to be fulfilled for His honor and His glory. My dear friend, I just pray and I hope that finally you will come to that realization and embrace it and hold it. Oh yes, my dear friend. So this is my short message to you from your Christian brother Eric Braxton, way down in Trinidad and Tobago. I have recorded this video to point out that facts to you, my dear friend. The flood that is mentioned in the Bible in the book of Genesis did take place. Lima Bona. Shalom, peace. See you all in the next video soon. Bye bye, my friends.